like starts giving advice to her kids. Um, she has a daughter and a son. One's bratty and one's a little more girly girl, more concerned. Much like when we see flashbacks with his kids, they have very similar like mindsets of you know the brother and the sister and the mother to Frank Castle to Lieberman's family, and there is a bit of like romantic tension between Sarah and Microchip, and Microchip. I'm sorry, with Frank Castle, Punisher, and Sarah, Microchip's wife, and he just like sees it over, uh, computer monitors, and he starts getting sad because he doesn't want that to happen, and but he can't come out, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, far as she's concerned, she had a man in a year, you know. If you're not gonna come out of the shadows, it's open season. I will agree with with the famous lines of ASAP Ferg from Plain Jane. Fuck your bitch for the irony. uh, but yeah, she kisses him, and she was a little tipsy. She, he kind of hinted that if he wanted to, he could like replace as new father figure. Um, Her son is a brat, and he steals a skateboard and takes an army knife to school. I I start shouting at him. My inner like sassy black mother start coming out. I'm like, boy, kick, motherfucker. I start talking like that, and I'm just watching the screen. I can't help it. Um, but yeah, when Frank Castle puts that knife close to that kid's neck and starts telling him a story of this can really fuck someone up. I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, oh, that's good parenting. Good give him, Castle. You don't kill the kid. Don't stab. You just gotta put a little fear, just a little bit, because he clearly has not had enough ass whoopings in his life. The way he's been acting. He's also smacks his sister. Just not like none of that shit. Just bap. I'm like, get the fuck on with that shit. We also we learn a lot about Frank Castle's past and how he stabbed the eye out of one of his preceding officers, and he eventually becomes like one of the heads of the CIA, and that he wants to go after Castle after he suspects that he's alive. He also goes after one of the guys Frank Castle served with, this guy named Gunnar, Southern Christian guy. He lives out in the woods, and he has a crossbow. They get attacked by like militant agents, and Frank Castle and them just take him out. Unfortunately, Gunnar couldn't make it. Yeah, so many. If you want action, there's an ass load of just great action. The scenes where we see Frank Castle in Pakistan, amazing. The fight towards the end with the main antagonist Billy Russo, who becomes the new Jigsaw, that was fucking brutal and amazing in my opinion. It was also they fought at the carousel where his family died, and Frank Castle also gets all these visuals of seeing his wife in his dreams and feeling guilty for their death and feeling that he may have caused it. Lewis's plot of that kid that was having the real mental problems, he becomes a domestic terrorist, and he bombs a group of innocent people, and he thinks that he can go against the state and some shit like that. He antagonizes Karen Page, who was almost the girlfriend of Daredevil, but more or less it was the secretary for Nelson and Murdoch, and was a paralegal for Frank Castle to defend him back in Daredevil season 2. And there might be a little bit of romance between her and Frank Castle, which I'm totally cool with. Just as long as you tell it well. Um, but everything I've been seeing, they're they have a lot of cute moments and a lot of like real heartfelt moments. Uh, Connor's killed by Lewis. Lewis puts a bomb around Curtis, the black guy's neck, and whoops the shit out of him with his own prosthetic leg. Frank Castle has to come to save him. He does. Eventually, the kid will try to have an attack during an interview where Karen Page is interviewing a senator. He almost kills Karen, but he eventually just blows himself up. Karen survives, Frank Castle survives, but Frank Castle has now been revealed that he's alive to the world. It's all over the news. He has to fight with Billy Russo, who started this group called Anvil. As soon as I saw the logo and their name, I'm like, they had to be fucking evil, and I was right. He works with the CIA guy Rollins. He still has one eye from when Punisher fucked him up. Then he ends up torturing him at the end. Microchip has been revealed to be alive to his family. Then he dies, and it just fucks with his wife even more. And then he comes out again, and she's like, ah. But yeah. Every performance is awesome, pretty much. Lewis, he plays tortured, crazy guy very well. John Bernthal is brilliant with his performance, especially, especially when he's just fighting. He puts on the skull towards the end. That was amazing. You feel the power, especially when he starts yelling, because his yelling really never feels goofy. It feels like part of his character and just part of raw power and attacking. And it's insane. So yeah, there was a lot of shit to unpack in the story, but it was all just crazy. I was sad to see when Sam Stein died. He was a police officer that worked with Dinah, and they had partial falling out back and forth because she had become more corporate and became less about the truth. There's a great race that she has with Frank Castle, and then she ends up being hit accidentally by Microchip, and her car flips. Frank Castle saves her life, and she starts questioning if he's really a bad guy, and also that he might be alive, and that she doesn't want to reveal that information yet. Wow. But yeah, cinematography is definitely on point. I think this is one of the best shot of the series. Sometimes the digital blood seems a little too off sometimes when it like goes on the wall, but that's just very nitpicky thing. It might get on other people's nerve. Perfect injury makeup makes you believe that they really are tortured, especially when Frank Castle gets tortured by the end by Rollins and Billy Russo, Jigsaw, and I also forgot to mention Billy Russo and Dina had a thing, and thank God Dina was in the show, because without her family, Frank Castle definitely would have died, because her father is a doctor. So yeah, tense score, some musical cues. Some don't quite work. They put on a song. Some absolutely do. I like seeing the blur and focus of different shots. Just intense. A lot of points is like really depressing, but in like a beautiful artistic way. I would feel remiss if I did not give this. I might have to go A+, because it's just that amazing. Because well after I saw this, I could not stop thinking about it throughout the rest of the day, and even now I'm just like thinking about, well, that was great, and there was some moments where I felt like I couldn't breathe. But this is an A+ show. In my opinion, it is the best Netflix Marvel show. Like right behind it is Daredevil, in my opinion. But yeah, fucking amazing. Marvel, Disney, and whoever is on a ball. John Berthal is amazing. Uh, Amber Rose Ravah is amazing. Daniel Weber, obviously we can't see him after this, but he was amazing. It just raw. It almost doesn't feel like it is in the universe, but I know it is, and how it connects is beautiful. So, part of the Critical Critics, tell me what you think. I love it, and how can you not love the Punisher? So, Battle Critical Critics, I love you.